Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Why the Hell Not podcast. I have Op with me. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're a gamer, you're a glover, you're a shuffler, and you're a DJ and producer. What should we talk about first?
Hey, well, I came here and noticed you guys like games. That's where I started a while ago, playing games actually professionally for a while.
Yeah, so I know the word Op from Call of Duty, the sniper. How did you get the name Op, and is it related to the sniper?
Yeah, so Op's actually from Counter-Strike, similar first-person shooter. It's a bolt-action sniper rifle. Basically, it's a one-shot, one-kill, but you can't miss, or usually you lose the fight. So it's high risk, high reward, kind of like my style I like to go by.
That's actually pretty cool. I sucked at Counter-Strike. I know it's because of the mechanics, and I respect it because there's a big competitive aspect to it, and there's skill in it because every gun has a different shot pattern. You have to learn all these specific things. To a normal person, or maybe a person that isn't that deep into gaming, Counter-Strike seems like a very basic game, but because it's so basic, it's has complexity to it in moving up on the ranks.
Yeah, definitely detail-oriented. There's more casual games where, like Call of Duty, it's kind of, you shoot down the middle, that's where it's going to go. For Counter-Strike, it's very, every single gun has a spray pattern, like you mentioned, and there's a lot of skill levels between, like, one-on-ones and fights. It's very skill-oriented.
So what are your favorite games right now, and then all time?
Right now, I've been producing and mixing, so not as many video games, but Overwatch is what I play with some friends right now. I peaked in Masters. I'm playing with some friends here and then. That's kind of my go-to right now, but all times would be like League of Legends is where I played semi-pro for a bit, and then games like Dota, StarCraft, Rocket League, all sorts of games.
I fucking love Rocket League.
Very fun.
It's so much fun, and it's so frustrating at the same time, but it's amazing. Like when you see people who are really good at Rocket League, you're
Those
like, how
aerial
the
shots,
fuck
yeah.
did you get that good? Like, do you even go out of the house? But I love Overwatch too. I went through a big phase. I'm kind of where you are, where life is just a little too busy for me to play video games. That being said, that makes me sad. I love video games. In Overwatch, were you tank, support?
DPS.
DPS, okay.
Kind of like long range, high risk, high reward.
Let me guess,
stuff like
Widowmaker?
that. Yeah, there you go. Definitely.
That's awesome. So you were masters. That's pretty good. I just got to, I think my highest SR was like 2970 or something like
That's
that.
right
So
there at Diamond, yeah.
yeah, just under diamond, like high plat.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to that next level is crazy, especially you being the DPS. That's I mean, you're kind of carrying the team in a big way. It's very important. I mean, I've been always told that you want your best player to play DPS just because it kind of gets the job done. It's what needs to be done. You can have an amazing support that keeps your players alive forever, but if the kills don't get made and the progress doesn't get made, then you're gonna lose.
Yeah, I'd say it's an important factor, but I still believe like every role has an important part of a team in winning for a game.
Yeah, absolutely. What was your? You said League of Legends and Dota were kind of your favorite games of all, like overall, or?
I started off with like RPGs such as like WoW and whatnot. I played those for a while and like grew like online families. But League of Legends is probably my favorite game overall of all time.
You were semi-pro in League or Dota?
In League of Legends.
Oh, okay. When you say you're semi-pro, does that mean you won amateur competitions or?
Yeah, so I was signed to a team, and we were top 200, and we were actually top 6 in North America as a fives team for a while. We hit Challenger as a team in 3s and 5s.
So, does that just mean that you're not like on? When you're professional, are you on salary, or what's the difference between a semi-pro and a professional?
Yeah, so just like in sports and esports, there's like the pro league and the semi-pro league, like the amateur league, basically. You're still signed to teams, you're still playing in the competition. It's just you're one step down.
Well, I mean, the way the world's going, esports is getting so massive that that's definitely a perfectly fine route to go. It's probably even with this climate. I mean, you have a really good chance of making solid money doing that more so than a festival DJ even. I mean, I know it's extremely hard. It takes a lot of time. But it just seems like there's so much money in video games right now, and it's on the rise. That I think it's going to explode into, it's already. I mean, in South Korea, it's already selling arenas that are bigger than the National Football League.
Yeah.
But I think in America, there's still like so much room to grow and so much exposure to still happen within esports. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Let's talk a little bit about DJing and producing. You're flying out to Texas for a festival?
Yeah, next weekend, October 11th to 13th, is a Quasar Festival, and I'll be playing a set there and representing Team UF Orbit's squadron. They're gonna be giving me gear, and we do like light shows, and we kind of have like the rave vibe. We show people different aspects of a rave, how to enjoy it and whatnot.
What genre do you play?
For DJing,
Yes.
I play mostly house music, like future house, space house, all the stuff like that. But I also enjoy house and techno, and then future bass and psytrance.
Yeah, I've made just about everything. I like just about everything, but when it comes to producing and DJing, I love house music. So that's kind of where I sit too. I'm getting more into tech house, but bass house was my jam for a while. Who's headlining Quasar Festival?
We have Detox Unit, and we have a few other DJs playing. Ill Gates is gonna be playing as well.
Oh, okay. I do you know Mr. Bill?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on Mousetrap, or I don't know. I think he has his own record label too, where he makes hip hop beats. But I saw Mr. Bill and Ill Gates together, and he calls it Bill Gates.
Yeah.
And that was they're really, really good together. I think it's funny how Mr. Bill, he has like 5 different groups with different people. He has like Kill Bill, Bill Gates, like there's a couple other ones, but that's pretty interesting that he, I don't know, is able to create those names. He seems like a pretty witty guy. You said you're wearing some gear from a light show company, correct?
Yeah, so there's like everyone's heard of Amazing Lights. There's also Futuristic Lights. They have the lights that go in gloves or orbit, and then UF Orbits is they actually 3D print casings for lights to go in them, and it's a way to like dance with the lights and just demonstrate different trails. When you go to a light show or you go to a festival, you see lasers, you see strobe lights, you see like all different types of lights, and it's just a way for me personally, it's a way to express myself with music, which is why I like it so much.
Gloving was one of the I don't glove as much anymore, or at least bring gloves to a festival, but that was one of my main things when I first got into going to music festivals was gloving for people. It's one of the funnest things to do.
Definitely.
I did the boss competition for Amazing Lights, and I used to be super into it. You said Futuristic Lights, shout out them. They sponsored Why the Hell Not the first year. They're sponsoring some of our small events, and so shout them out. Are you an orbiter and a glover, or?
Yeah, I orbit. I started gloving first a year after I started raving. I went to Escape, which is coming up, my first rave in 2015. Then a year after I started gloving, then about a year after that I started orbiting, and then I started also glow stringing, and anything with lights or form of dancing I really enjoy.
Would you say you're more of a, gosh, I don't even really know the lingo anymore, but would you say you're more of a technical glover, or more of a liquid glover?
Yeah, like flow, I guess.
Flow? Yeah.
Probably more flow with some technical aspects here and there, but a lot of people, they base on whatever looks good to someone giving a show, like whatever the whatever looks better. But for me, I just like whatever feels good. So for me, it's like more of a form of dancing than with the lights, but it's just with the prop.
Yeah, I feel like with flow, it's more, you don't have to think about it as much with with high level tutting, because I'll do like body tutting into flow, or maybe doing some weird stuff while I'm flowing. But when you see those super technical tutter people, it's like, is this like a, they had, practiced this whole
Definitely,
5 minute thing, and that's kind of the thing. It seems like it takes the fun out of it a little bit, but
Well, they
I mean,
practice
but they
so
make an
much,
amazing
but
show.
it's still everything in the moment. I don't believe in like when you're gonna do a DJ set, I don't like pre-planned sets. You practice everything individually, and then in the moment, to the live music, you feel what's good, and then like you would go to whatever you hear or feel in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You practice all the moves, and then in the moment, you find a way to bring all the moves together into like a sequence, you could say. And there's always new sequences in every like live show, or
So, do you have any glovers you want to shout out right now that are like some of the best glovers out there right now that I should check out?
There's a lot of good glovers out there. Shout out to my homeboy Carlos. He's actually one of the first glovers when I first started gloving. He hosted a small little community in LA. It was only like 4 or 5 of us, but that was like my first little group, and I appreciate him a lot. That's how I started growing up, and then gloving up, I guess you could say. But and then there's a group actually I was DJing last night. It's called Ambience, UC Irvine. We had like 40 people, all sorts of flow artists, orbiters, glovers, glow stringers, just music, getting together and sharing flow and ideas and whatnot together. It's pretty cool.
So you produce house music, correct?
Yes.
How long have you been producing for?
I've actually started producing this year.
Oh, okay.
I've been mixing for about 1.5 years, but I loved music for like the past 10 years so much, and I guess I had a knack for it, so I've been growing pretty quickly.
Wow, you're actually pretty new to the scene then.
Yeah, in the
grand scheme of, I guess, in the electronic music history scheme of it. What DAW do you use?
Ableton.
Ableton?
Mm-hmm.
What when you are starting a song, do you have a typical format to get yourself going, or do you kind of just start with whatever?
Yes and no. Like a lot of times I like to start with the melody first, but generally what I stick to is whatever comes to me first. Like I'll be playing video games or just out at work, and then I'll get an idea, and whatever I get first from that idea, I'll form the rest of the song around the idea. So I'll try to start with whatever like is the hook for that song. Sometimes it could just be a drum beat, or it can be a kick. Like I love this kick beat, it's not normal, but or just like a random melody in my head. I would try to form it around that unique niche that started the idea for that song.
Do you have any artists that you could point to that are similar to your production style, or maybe if not, describe your sound?
It's kind of hard to say right now. I like some of Jazz's work in terms of more bass house than his dubstep stuff. But right now I have some stuff coming out mid next year, but I don't have a lot of stuff out right now. A lot of it's in the low key, but I already have a couple record labels that are signed, ready to put out some of my stuff.
Oh wow. Probably can't talk about any of that stuff, right?
Not yet. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's smart, man. It seems like you're doing it right, because one thing is artists should never rush releases. Patience is key.
Definitely. Yeah.
So being strategic with releases and being strategic with your brand, it goes a long way. At least from not having to start over, because your brand, if you taint your brand, it's really hard to get it back in the green. So that's great. I mean, let's get back to Overwatch. I haven't played it in a while, but I think when was the last time you played Overwatch?
Last night.
Oh, last night. Okay, so you say, I haven't been able to play video games that much, but
yeah. Well, I had laundry. I had to wait. I couldn't go to sleep till I finished my sheets, so I had an hour to kill. So.
Who's the most recent hero that came out?
That would be he's a healer, DPS healer. Can't think of his name right now.
It's not Baptiste.
It is. That's him. Yeah.
No, there was a new person, I thought.
Oh, you're right. Sigma.
Sigma. Tank. Okay. Then I stopped. I got into. Well, first of all, how do you feel about roll Q?
Don't like it.
You don't like it?
I'm a big, because I played DPS and hit scan, but I was also a flex player. I played a lot of every role pretty much. I played like I would off tank a lot. I would play certain healers, and depending on the situation. Yeah.
I guess at the because you're a master, so
Mm.
high level, I would probably say that's true. But at the diamond level, I mean at the platinum level, geez, it's kind of forced lowered toxicity in a sense because some people will throw or play who they want to play. This you at least you have some sort of a decent comp going in.
Yeah.
And you don't get people that maybe they switch to healer because some other guy's refusing to go to healer and he wanted to play DPS, but he only plays DPS. So he sucks as a healer. And then you're in this situation where you're not getting the proper healing. At least going into it, knowing your roles, you're going to get hopefully the best play out of each player because they are in the role that they wanted to get into. Yeah. Also, I mean, I play tank and support, so faster roll queues or faster queues. Who's besides Widow? Do you only play Widowmaker?
No, I'm not one of those. Like I said, I was a flex player. I played everyone. I try to focus on hit scan players, so McCree, Tracer, Widow, some Ashe, but yeah.
Reaper is like a pretty OP right now.
Right now, everyone is playing Reaper and Doomfist with like a close comp. Before everyone was playing goats, like 3 tank, 3 DPS, or 4 tank. 3 tank, 3 healer, or 4 tank, 2 healer, which is why they made roll queue to break out of that boring thing that everyone was doing for a while. And so I like the idea they're trying to push out of that, but just I don't like how it's locking everyone into a specific comp right now.
Got it.
But Doomfist is getting nerfs, and Reaper's getting probably nerfs too. Next patch, coming pretty quick.
Good. I hate Doomfist. I don't even play Doomfist.
Yeah.
So, I mean, has the season have they put it out of beta yet? So is it locked in? It's for sure. It's like they're doing the role.
Yeah, I think that's already going on. I think like a month ago or so. Yeah, it's been going on.
Dude, they need to make a single player, or not single player, but they need to do a campaign for Overwatch. I really think they need to.
Like single player go through like PvE kind of stuff, or?
Not necessarily like a World of Warcraft, but just kind of like a mission where they have two. Well, how I would do it is you would have 2 campaigns. You would have Talon's campaign, and then at the same time you would have Overwatch's campaign. And you could play one, and then once you beat that one, you could play the other. And you would choose a character, and that maybe not choosing a character. Maybe each level is a different character going through the timeline, though. Not every mission is a different backstory, but kind of just creating a campaign in a way. I think just because of the cinematics. I mean,
yeah, Blizzard's known for cinematics.
They're really good. I just think the story itself deserves a campaign.
They have a lot of background story. Granted, I think it'd be cool, like every character having their own campaign, and they even did a small like side story campaign. 4 players queue up and like go through like a small mission. I'm actually that's not really what I'm into. Like I played role-playing games too, like WoW and whatnot, but I enjoyed the PvP aspect of it and the online competitive stuff. So like Counter-Strike, League, all like player versus player stuff, fighting on leaderboards and ranks. I guess maybe I'm a competitive person, so I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I like both. It just depends on my mood. I mean, if I'm in the right mood, I can just turn on Skyrim and say goodbye to 18 hours of my day.
Yeah, turn off all comms and just go for it.
At least with competitive games, you have something to show for it. Besides, like, I mean, yeah, after the 18 hours or whatever, and you get to a certain point, then you're like, oh, I'm gonna restart now because you've done everything, or you get to that god level in the game where everything is easy, or you've done everything. So, competitive games are extremely fun, extremely competitive. I mean, when I'm done playing a game, if it's a good game, my heart will be racing, my hands will be sweating. I mean, people don't realize who don't play games how much your brain is firing during the game. I mean, you are fully into it, and that's kind of a reason why you can call it a sport, I guess, is because you can lose weight playing games. I mean,
Yeah, it's I don't know, I've been playing games all my life. I think I'm 27 years old now, but when I was 11, we got like our home computer. RuneScape was my first game playing, and literally I've been playing like a lot since then, a lot of different games since then. And it drove me and made my mind what it is today. I feel like very I don't know. I like numbers. I'm really creative, and I think games kind of drove me there. It's pretty cool.
I just like downloaded RuneScape mobile. Not like recently. It was probably like a month ago, and got into it for like 4 or 5 days straight. But just started getting into my work and stuff. Started pulling it out at work, and I was like, okay, I gotta get rid of this thing.
Uninstall, click.
Yeah, exactly. And the same thing when WoW Classic came out. I've never played World of Warcraft before, so I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. And started getting pretty into it, and I was like, okay, I should stop this.
That takes over your life.
Yeah. And again, like at least with competitive games, I mean, you can actually make a lot of money. I mean, I guess you can do it in RPGs too. Like you could sell a WoW account or maybe stream.
I played WoW back then. We were a top 10 US server. Our guild, we would basically like rush to beat the campaign. And it'd be new content, so there wouldn't be any strategies. You'd have to figure out the boss mechanics and whatnot. As a team of 10 or 25 people, figure out how to beat the boss, what you're going to do, skills and whatnot. And if like one person fucks up in a 25-man group, it can
It's
wipe
like
the
a
whole
Leroy
thing.
Jenkins situation.
Exactly, yeah. It can ruin everything. And you learn as a team, and you grow as a family, so it's pretty cool.
That's freaking crazy. I wish I was able to like. Did you know these people in person or?
I ended up meeting some of them in person a long time, like later on in life, you know. But no, just we spent a lot of time together online though, so we kind of like learned each other about our lives, whatnot.
That's cool. I mean, at least for me, I can never. I'll get some regular players that I'll play games with, but it takes dedication to have a team of 10. You know, I'm sure you all have to make sure you're leveling up at the same time. You know, one guy logs on and everyone's like, yeah, they have to make a schedule for you to make sure that you get to the same level so you can get to the boss. And then there's so much focus and cooperation involved. That's crazy. I didn't realize how gnarly of a gamer, man. You got some badges on your chest.
Thanks, man.
I was told that Dota is harder than League of Legends, or maybe just like for beginning players.
I would say yeah. It's League is a little more tame for players. Dota, I'd say things are longer reach. You have to how do you say, interpret further in the future and like think further in the future. So it's definitely harder. Yeah. You still have to think both ways. Still a very team tactical kind of game, but Dota would be harder. Just League, I kind of feel like just blew up a little more in the esports sides of things.
Who's your champ? What is it? It's not a champion.
It's champion.
Champion for League.
Yeah.
Who's your champion?
It'd be Xerath, because long range op kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
I always play like a long range mage kind of stuff.
Jeez.
In games.
I tried playing that guy, and I was like, how the fuck do I use this guy? I just could not, because he's a tank, right? Isn't he a tank?
No, Xerath he's a long range mage.
Oh, okay. He's the elemental dude, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would, in the beginning, I played Teemo, and I would just do all ability power.
Yeah, dude, that was fun.
It's so fun.
Ready.
You just like cue someone, and then right when they chase you, you just chase them into like a bush full of bombs. You're such an asshole. How slow. But I would do that, and then could you guess my main that I would play mostly?
Vladimir?
Correct.
That's
actually, believe it or not, Vlad Lux comes from Vladimir and Lux put together. So, and then there's a couple reasons. I mean, my grandmother was born in Russia, and her town, God, it's terrible. I can't. It's like Vlad. I can't even say it, but it's basically the first word of the name of her town, which is right next to North Korea. It starts with Vlad. So I was like, and I found that out after I made the name, but I was like, that's cool, because I thought, oh, do Vlad because I'm Russian, and it's funny that it came from League of Legends, because I only went into it really for like an 8-month period, but yeah. Do you have any notable shows that you've played in the past year or so?
Let's see. I opened up for Kai and Albert about a month or two ago. At the Avalon, I played a really heavy house and techno set. I threw in my visuals. I bled the room in all red, and then for build up some, like in techno shows, like, it's usually like black, and you have like a white, like lack of color, which is what I like. And I don't know, it was really cool. So I had all red and then white come up for like drops and whatnot, and it gave this really cool atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, that warehouse vibe, you know?
Kind of, yeah, there you go.
It seems like they're always like pitch black or, you know, in darkness, which is, it's really cool. And then a lot of times, like if you look at Coachella, their techno stage is the Yuma tent, and they'll have like a disco ball and like just lasers, and it's just a different aesthetic, and it's really cool.
That Stress D set this year, that was insane. You see the videos online?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, it was. Wow, you got to see that. I'll show you later.
I'm going to ADE.
October.
I'll be in Amsterdam October 13th through the 21st, and I'm doing a panel with Chip E on Thursday, and then I'm playing America's Most Wanted, Amsterdam's Most Wanted, which is like a 24-hour radio show. I'm playing like 6 a.m.
Oh,
but
man,
I'm sure
that's cool.
I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of people that are still up at 6 a.m. because of that, but. What's your strategy for getting booked?
For getting booked, number one, have talent. You know, believe in yourself. That's number one. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else is gonna believe in you. Once you believe in yourself, well, it's kind of easy for me because I just like show. I already went to shows all the time on the weekends and say, oh my god, hey, this guy's playing, and like I like his stuff. I'm gonna go see him, and I meet people naturally that way. Even though I'm more introverted, I've been just this. I run into people with the same love and interest.
So what you're saying is like grassroots networking. You go to the club, you talk to the guy, you say, "Hey, I'm a DJ."
No, yes and no.
Yes and no. Okay, elaborate.
Don't be fake about it. Don't do it just for that. I prefer natural connections. Like I don't know, meet people with genuine interests.
Okay.
Genuine common interests as you.
What was the that show you played at Avalon that you just mentioned? What was the event company?
The event company?
Mm-hmm.
It's hosted by Avalon. They do trance nights on Saturdays.
So is your connection with the actual people who work at the Avalon?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you started going to these shows and you just talked to, like, did you reach out to them, or was it just by chance that you happened to like talk to them and make that connection?
Let's see. I wanted to exchange to see The Magician. I'm actually a magician myself. I like card stuff, like magic tricks and cardistry. It's kind of a floor with cards. And my friend said, hey, my buddy's playing on the side stage. Go check him out. And his name was Sethis. Shout out to Sethis, because he kind of really helped me out get some shows in the beginning. I saw a set. It was a techno set, and not a tech house. It was pretty fun. And we ended up talking, got his contact, and just randomly talked about DJ stuff. Like before I was getting shows, and he said, hey, the Avalon, like you could just hit him up, talk to this guy, and he'll put you in a side room and see how you do. And literally I just started in a side room. My first show there, I brought like...
Was it like the Pioneer room, that tiny little room?
No, it was
on
the
side?
even smaller one in the corner. It was the Jerry Lewis room.
What? There's a room smaller than the Pioneer room?
There's 4 stages there, yeah.
Jesus Christ, I didn't know it could get smaller than the Pioneer room.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I always mix it like house parties and stuff. Like my friends love when I mix just, fun stuff like psytrance, fun like festival house stuff. And so this very tiny room, like 40 of my friends came and packed it all in this small little room. It was funny as hell because other DJs had a few friends come. But all of us squished in this tiny little room and these 2 stand-up speakers, no big subs, and I just let loose for an hour, and everyone loved it. Amazing feedback. And the guy who booked me said, hey, come back soon. We'll put you in another room. And then after playing side rooms for a bit, I said, hey, I just reached out to him and said, hey, man, I bring people, I play well. And then I took a risk, and he said, all right, I'll put you in a main stage. Whenever you see an opportunity for a good artist come up, let me know, and you can open.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So you don't have a booking agent, you don't have a manager, you're just solo?
Right now, I'm pretty solo. I've been swamped pushing my brand a lot. I've been editing videos. I've been...
Do you hear that, booking agents and managers? He's open.
Reach me at OpMid on Instagram, AWP MID, or Facebook, I am Op.
There you go. So besides Quasar Festival, do you have any other plans for anything? Any goals? I know that you're releasing tracks mid next year.
Mm-hmm.
Any other goals and or things happening for you upcoming?
Yeah, so right now I'm playing regularly at the Avalon on the main stage every few months. I'm playing Winter's Fantasy this December. It's they have shows there every like 3 or 4 months. It's cool. It's kind of like they're gonna have three different stages: a trance stage, a house stage, and a bass stage. Kind of bring all the vibes, kind of like rave vibes. But I love going to the Insomniac clubs here in LA, specifically Exchange, Academy. There's one more club I don't want to bring up because Insomniac just bought them out. And I don't know if that's public yet. But I love going to those clubs, including the Avalon, because they have host a lot of headliners I like seeing there. And so I got into Avalon, but now my goal is getting the Insomniac clubs
To make that next step, to make that
yeah,
connection.
I've played at the side stages there, but I want to get on the big stages. And someone reached out to me, said, "Hey, do a collab with us. We'll help you get gigs there." And so that's my next step, working on my productions, because I feel like my DJing's my music taste. A lot of people really like it, but I got to step up my production game next.
That's what will move you to that next level. I mean, production is everything in terms of getting those festival gigs. And you don't see, there's not too many, gosh, who was that DJ who always would wear the mask? He's like crazy famous. He'd have the red hair on the mask.
Don't recall.
Everyone would call him like fake mixing and stuff like that. Oh, what's his name? Come on, Sean. Sean, help me out. What's that guy's name? Oh, gosh, that's going to bother me. Oh, whatever, it'll come to me. Anyway, oh, Jesus. He has like all those famous YouTube
But he's not really mixing. He's just kind of.
he's going like crazy in front of the CDJs and not even touching it.
I think I know what
And
you're talking about
he
now.
can still book a bunch. Like people love him. But the name is escaping me right now, and it's gonna right when this podcast ends, I'm gonna think of it.
Well, as a DJ and a producer, like to the root of it all, we're entertainers, and so you can entertain other ways too, just like either energy or like just showing yourself up there and like having a good time. Other people might have a good time that way.
That's like that Salvador guy.
There you
know
go.
what I'm
Yeah,
talking?
Ganache.
Salvador Ganache.
Yeah.
He came out of nowhere just doing weird stuff, and everyone loved it. That Tomorrowland, I didn't know him at all before Tomorrowland.
Yeah, the thing is, he's been producing the last like 4 or 5 years big songs with Swedish
Ghost
House
producing?
Mafia. No,
Or-
just producing.
Okay.
I think he was a little bigger in Europe, but we started seeing I think one viral video of him getting
that was
weird
it.
last year,
And now he's playing anywhere.
and now either he's milking it or he's always like that. I don't know, but some people like us DJs, we feel like there's a certain way to DJ. We might not like that, but if he made it there, if he's getting booked because of that, publicity, good or bad publicity, it's still publicity.
So, what do you think is more important? Producing your own songs? Let me give an example for you. So, there's 2 stages. You can walk to either one. It's a producer that doesn't even mix at all. He just stops the song, maybe says a couple things on the mic, throws in his new song. And it's more of like an artist showcase in a way. And then you have another DJ that maybe has one song and he's mixing mostly other people's songs, but he's a phenomenal mixer. Who would you rather see?
So to be honest, I like energy and dancing. So for me personally, I like the seamless mixing. I like energy staying there. That's just me personally, but I think both are valid to different people. I can enjoy someone who has really good productions. If he's gonna just play, pause each song individually, it's more like a show. How do I say? More like
Like a concert.
Yeah, there you go.
Like how rappers do it a little bit.
Sort of, yeah. Or like Coachella, it's not just like you have producers who aren't DJs so much, or like singers and whatnot. They're more they'll play through their songs. That's different. But DJs, we seamless music keep people dancing.
Yeah, and I think production makes you more valuable as a DJ, or obviously makes your chances of booking go up. I also think people that do custom visuals and kind of have that own, it just enhances the brand, enhances that aesthetic, and helps create like a unique experience.
Definitely. Have you heard of Crank Dat?
Yes. Yeah.
So I listened to his music the past, I don't know how long on YouTube. Pretty good producer, like really good producer. And he played a show at the Exchange recently. I feel bad I couldn't make it, but I saw his video. He actually 3D does all of his own visuals. Like he does everything. It's freaking awesome seeing him create his own. Because when I'm part of a show, I'd say at least almost half the show is like the visuals too. Even though it's mostly about the music, you got to create the environment for the music to play too. And the fact that he's able to create his whole show from the visuals, from the music, from everything, he's able to control, like, to really get that vision he wants. I think that's pretty awesome.
Definitely. I am jealous of graphic artists that is like, I have the vision, but I don't have the tool. It does not flow through my hand. I'm able to do like some Photoshop stuff, but I tip my hat to those people who can stencil in and do like amazing animation work or design stuff like that. You said you edit videos. Do you do graphic design as well?
So no, actually growing up, I love numbers. I sucked at art, like really bad. I couldn't draw. I love video games. I like hand stuff like guitar, piano, just like casually, or stuff using your hands, such as like I ride motorcycle. Just I couldn't draw. I don't know why, but music worked for me really well, I guess, in terms of art. But lately I've been using Photoshop. I've been video editing, such as Adobe After Effects, to create like promo for my brand, or Premiere Pro for a video. I was trying to promote my brand lately.
That's radical, man. Do you, if I guess if you could increase one skill of yours, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough question. Well, you're asking the question. Let me ask you that first. What would that be for you?
It would probably be. This is a very specific thing, but it would be like the skill of being able to learn a language.
Okay.
I wish I could be like fucking Rosetta Stone. I wish I just could speak every single language. And I failed Spanish 1. It just does not work out. I don't know if I have a malfunction in my brain or not, but I just cannot learn a new language. So I'd have to say that. I think that would be a huge value to my life, would be able to communicate with everyone all over the world.
As a festival DJ, going around, being able to communicate to your fans. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be super cool. Once I get fans,
Well, I've seen you around. I've seen you playing, so that's good.
Yeah.
Growing a following. That's what we're all doing, right?
Yeah, we're all just trying to do that, yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap this up?
No, as for the skill, the question you asked, probably just producing music, getting my thoughts, what I envision in my head, down onto the DAW, or just on, out for people to listen. I just need more time in that. I just need to keep practicing, learning tips and tricks on my own, and yeah.
Dude, it's a grind. I mean, right when you think, you're like, oh, this song's a banger, and I did it, and then, someone gives you like needed feedback, and you're like, oh, you know what, he's right, I don't know shit. Like, it's just a roller coaster of how you feel with your music. Beginning of the day, oh, I got this. Middle of the day, oh shit, or you look back at older music and you're like, oh, the idea was there, but my mixing has gone so far. It's just, I like to say, when you trek up that hill, you just notice how much more you have to go.
Oh, yeah.
It's an ongoing climb, and it's a grind. I mean, I started making music, I think I was a freshman in high school. I'm 23 now, so and I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I think it's always an ongoing skill that you can always perfect and fine tune. Op, thank you so much for having. Oh Jesus!
Thanks for having me.
Am I high? I think I'm high. Thank you for being here. This has been the Why the Hell Not podcast. I'm Vlad Lux. Have a great day, people. Bye.